goal is I record all this and hopefully the footage show. I'm working on my old camera because somebody's borrowing my new camera. And one thing I hate about this camera is a Sony 6000A. After a couple of uses, it'll just shut off. And I'm starting to learn that I have to continuously check it. Matter of fact, let me turn the volume on so I can know when it go off. Please God, let this all show. Okay, let's get to it. Hi, I'm Bree. Welcome to my channel, Storytime with Bree. Basically, on this channel, some things are going to be changing. Okay, so I haven't been active lately, and you guys probably have noticed. And so I was just kind of like sitting here and I was thinking to myself, like, how can I come back? How can I come back from constantly, dipping in, dipping out? But I wanted to update you guys on what has been going on and the reason why I haven't been able to record. Alright, so let me update you. You guys, so I recently moved to Savannah. I am from Columbia, South Carolina. Just a little background before I even moved. I had trouble moving and actually settling in a place. The first place I moved was Charleston. I was there for like maybe 2 or 3 months. Moved back home. My great grandma had passed away, and it took like a toll on me because I was very, very close to her. So it was just kind of like from, my body feeling not okay, my mindset wasn't okay, so I was just like, I gotta come home. Then I was just like, I'm gonna go to Atlanta. Moved to Atlanta, and that was like a very, very stressful situation because when I was moving, the school that I was trying to go to, which was Georgia State, I got accepted. I got a little scholarship, but I was $1,000 short. And the lady was like, okay, we're going to apply for this loan, and you should get it if your mom don't make enough or whatever. And she was like, don't worry, you're going to get it. Bring all your stuff, move here. I have full confidence that you are going to be able to go to the school. And I was like, okay, got you. But on the same side, I was trying to figure out, I was on a waiting list for the school for housing. So it was just a whole turnout. I didn't get the loan, and I ended up having to come back to South Carolina. So I was in Atlanta for like a week. For the most part. Then some of my cousins was like, hey, move to Brooklyn. Brooklyn, New York is where you want to go. And they were like, it's New York. There's plenty of opportunity here. And I moved there like over the summer after I got into a school. I was like, okay, I got into the school. And it was the same case. I needed like $2,000. The advisor was telling me, hey, yeah, I'm pretty sure you're going to get this loan. Everybody gets it, blah, blah, blah. I moved all my stuff. That's a long way coming from Columbia all the way to Brooklyn. That's kind of hard. So I packed all my stuff, moved in with my great aunt, and, got to know a little bit of the culture, got to know a little bit more of my family on that side. And literally the month before, the more I was talking to the lady, the more she was telling me, we're trying to get you this loan. And then I instantly knew, because of previous problems, I was like, I'm not going to be able to go to the school. So I wasn't able to go to the school. And so, I tried to stay. Then I had some family issues, and then I had to come back. Then it was the same thing. I was like, I'm going to try again at Georgia State. Tried again at Georgia State. Did not work out. I didn't even move my stuff. I was just like, I just want to see if I could do it this time. Couldn't do it. Did not have enough money to go. Then I ended up going to USC. when I was at USC, I was like, all right, we got to come up with a plan. Came up with a plan, met this guy, figured out my plan a little bit more, and then I met this guy named JT, and he's been helping me ever since. And then, you know, I was just like, let me just move here. I see an opportunity here, and it seems legit. Let me just move. And now I'm in Savannah. Moved to Savannah. Was definitely getting some film opportunities. I am going to show you a little clip of like some of the stuff I was doing, the reason why I wasn't able to, you know, do my YouTube. But I was having trouble with my apartment pretty much falling apart my first year here. My job was like overworking me. I work at a warehouse, and my job was just like taking up a big chunk of my life. Like, I used to work at the library, and I had time to like write scripts and come up with ideas, and if I needed to take off, I had those hours to take off. Like, I was, my PTO was like 6 hours a week, if I'm not mistaken. And I was like building them up, so if at any time that I needed to take off, I could. But when you work at a warehouse job, that time is very limited, and I guess it's kind of like it goes with the longer you're here, the more time you get. And that first year was just like, it was crazy. I had no time to do anything, and the little time I did have, I was just, you know, going to events and filming events, and eventually editing some of the events. So it was just kind of like I didn't have time to do anything. And it's funny, like, when you're a YouTuber, you always think about, dang, I gotta make a video. Even if you're just like, oh, I'm gonna take a break, you're still every day. Like, I kid you not, every day since my last video, I always think, dang, I could be making a video right now. Or dang, if I plan this perfectly, I might can make a video this day. It never goes away. So I was just like, being that this is something that keeps like pending on me, let me just get up and do it. I figure like it's 2023, I need to learn how to manage my time a little bit more, and then I was just like, let me just, you know, knock it out. So the point of the video is for me to like explain what I'm gonna be doing now. So I got into like some financial issues, and I wasn't able to do the Storytime Film Fest anymore because, you know, I moved, now I owe people money, and it was just kind of like I had to stop doing that. So now my money is getting together, but I'm not gonna do the Storytime Film Fest until I'm like way into able to giving back to my community and everything like that. That's the filmmaking community, because I feel like there's so many small filmmakers out there who are very talented, and they just wish they had somebody to really show it. Because when you're working in a setting that's like y'all competing, it's kind of hard to say. If you don't make it, you're just like, oh my gosh, like, am I a good filmmaker? Am I not a good filmmaker? I wish I had somebody I could, you know, show my work, who knows about filmmaking, knows enough to give me some hard critique about what I can do, and, you know, what I'm good at, what I'm not good at, and everything like that. So here's the new thing that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to put my email down at the bottom. I like to review films, and if it's something that is serious, like, you know, in the past I've been playing around, like I'll watch a movie like, oh man, I'm not scared of this, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. But I was just like, let me change it up. If you have a 10-minute film, 10 minutes or less, I might bend it if it's a little bit more, and I won't have any copyright issues, and you give me your full approval that I can look at your film and critique it. I have an email down at the bottom. Send me your video. I will watch it, I will critique it, and I will post it for you to see and everybody else to see, because it could help somebody else. And it'll be the brutal, honest truth about how I feel and how I feel other filmmakers will feel about your film. So if that's something that you're interested in, and you're just like, man, I just wish I had somebody who is in the filmmaking industry, and I'm like not in the industry, I'm like on the side, I'm like, hey, what's up? But like, if you want somebody to critique it, send me your video and I will critique it. I will post it on my channel, and it's more exposure to you, as well as it gives you a little bit of knowledge of what my film is all about and everything like that. So if that's something you're interested in, my email is at the bottom. And if it's even if your film is very, very long, find 10 minutes of that film, cut it, find 10 minutes, cut it to 10 minutes, find your favorite scene or whatever, and then send that 10 minutes to me, and I'll critique those 10 minutes. So that's something that that you guys can do if that's what you would like to do. So on to other things. Until that start building up, because I know people are going to be kind of like, I don't know, it's going to take a minute. There's only 135 of us, and it might go down because people are like, who was this chick? I don't remember following her. But for 2023, January 2nd, 7:56 in the morning, how many subscribers I have? Oh, great. I'm signed out of it. At this point, I have 135. So that brings me back to my next subject. I am on a journey to try, and this is huge. I am on a journey to trying to get an Oscar for Best Director. I am. I know you guys are like, who are you? We don't even know who you are. We don't even know your work. And that's the beauty about being in the filmmaking community. Things are always changing, and people are always evolving and getting better. So something that I might have did a long time ago, it's going to get better from there if I keep working on it. So I was just like, if that's the case, let's go after what I really want in life. I want to be a filmmaker, and I want to do more than just make a film. I want to make films that resonate with people, and films that's going to, change lives and stuff like that. Change the way you look at viewing certain situations. And I was just sitting here and thinking, I was like, well, I'm a filmmaker. Why do I feel a little off? Why do I feel like there's something missing? And I was just like, I don't have something that tells me that I'm good. Anybody can be a filmmaker. But it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of strength and faith and all kinds of stuff to be a good filmmaker. And I was like, that's what I want to be, a good filmmaker. There's bad filmmakers and there's good filmmakers. I want to be a great one. So I was just sitting there and I was thinking, what would make me great? And I was like, yeah, I can make a great film, but I want something more than that. And I started shooting higher and higher and higher and higher. And I was just like, I want an Oscar. That's what I want. I'm not saying that an Oscar determines if I'm a good filmmaker or not. But I just, in my head, just like being in high school, that's always been a dream. But I always put it on the side because I was just like, I want to be a filmmaker, but I know I can't get an Oscar. I'm not smart enough to get an Oscar. And I was just, and then I, like, these past 2 years of me doing filmmaking, and I was just in there, and I was like, why can't I get an Oscar? What's holding me back from getting an Oscar? And I know that it sounds crazy because, you know, I'm not the smartest person in the world. Like, I don't want y'all to sit here and think, oh, this person thinks she's Steven Spielberg. I don't think that at all. But I just want to know, I just have a feeling that I have what it takes to get one. And I was just like, why not have videos of me showing my journey to getting an Oscar? So, that's going to be another series. So, I got 3 things going on. I'm going to be reviewing people's videos. Eventually, I'm going to be starting back to start the Storytime Film Fest. I'm going to start that back up. But we're going to wait. We're going to wait a little bit longer. Probably around the summertime, I might start it back up. But that's definitely a possibility in my journey to getting an Oscar. Like, I'm not finished with it. But I made a vision board. Like, this is just the outline of it. I don't know if you can see this. So I was really, you know, sitting here and I was like, okay, let me take myself seriously. For many, many years, I've always joked around, laugh and giggle, but it's time to get serious. I'm 30 years old. We getting this Oscar. So I wrote down 10 goals I have for 2023. And then I'll explain them all and then we'll get started. Connect more with God. I have a strong connection with God. I really do. But sometimes I get so into the world that my connection with God fades a little bit. It's still there, but it's not the main focus. I've always been a type that when I put my all in it, I always put God in it because I feel like, you know, there's so many people who's atheists, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with, you know, believing whatever religion or believing that nothing exists or whatever. But to me, this helps me not just spiritually, but mentally. Number 2, start YouTube channel. I already started a YouTube channel, but I was like, I need to start back getting into it and start back making YouTube channels. I like YouTube channels. I like my YouTube channel because I'm communicating with more filmmakers and people who aren't filmmakers. They just might genuinely want to know questions about filmmaking. It's crazy because there's a person that emailed me and was like, hey, you should do this with your channel, or you should do this, and they're great ideas, and I'm just like, and I take in consideration when people make suggestions. I do. So it's just like, wow, I have, you know, a group of people who want to see me do good. A group of people who want to see me, you know, grow as a channel. So I was just like, that's the type of people I want around me. People who want to see greatness in me and watch me because they genuinely are either learning something or genuinely just find me entertaining. Like, either one is a win for me. So we can check that off the list because I should be posting this either today or tomorrow. Lose weight, get fit. So I've always had trouble with my weight, but I started realizing that it was more of a mental thing. It's really a mental thing. I remember just being in high school, 130 pounds. That's not big. And feeling like I was the fattest person on earth. And I was looking at videos of me when I was younger, and I was just like, dang, like I wasn't big. Like I mentally made myself believe that I was a big person. Now that I've gained weight and now that I'm bigger, I'm just like, oh, I really wasn't that big back in the day. But then I was just like, I want to do more than just lose weight. I want to get fit. I want a toned body. So that's what I'm going to be doing and focusing. That's going to be more of an off-camera thing. But you might notice it on camera as I keep making these videos. Like, dang, she's actually getting a little bit smaller. It's working. Or if I'm getting bigger, I completely neglected it. Like, again. Okay, number 4. By the end of the year, I want 300 subscribers. I have 135, and I won't even lie. That was hard. Getting 134, getting over 100 is a challenge, and because you get people who's like, oh man, like if you follow my channel, I follow your channel, and as soon as you follow their channel, like maybe a month later they'll unfollow you. I hate people like that, so I don't even do that route anymore. So like all from here on, me getting subscribers are people who found me somewhere and was like, I genuinely like your content and I want to see you do great. And you know, it's harder to do it that way, but the goal is I want to get at least 300 by the end of the year. I feel like I can do it. We'll see. Fifth thing, learn tricks on the camera. Am I straight? Okay. I want to learn tricks on the camera. I think that I learned the basics of, okay, close up, wide shot, angle down, angle up. It's basic shots, but I want to do other things. I feel like in my head I have a lot of ideas, but they're very basic because I mostly focus on the storyline more than what the camera is doing. So it's just kind of like I want to fuse those things together and learn more camera tricks. So what I'm going to be doing is every 2 weeks I'm going to try to learn something new about the camera, and then I'll share it with you guys so you guys can be like, oh man, I didn't know you could do that. And then I'll tell you where I got that information from, because like I feel like everything has been done, but you know, you never know. They always coming out with different cameras and different upgrades and stuff, so things can change. Finish full-length script. I have so many full-length scripts that I have not completed. Next. Oh yeah, did I finish explaining myself? Okay, let me finish explaining. I have a whole bunch of scripts that I write, and they're really good. Like I tell people about it and they're just like, bruh, like when you make this a film, you gotta tell me about it. And it's one of those films that I'm just gonna wait until I get like enough people and enough money to actually make it happen. But I always know the story from beginning to end. But halfway in, I'm just like, I just stop writing. And I'll forget about it for a little bit, and then like I'll remember, oh my gosh, I need to write something today, and I'll go back to all my scripts and I'm like, oh my gosh, well I guess I can, you know, continue writing some of these. Writing a full-length script is like finishing a full-length script has always been a dream of mine. A short film, I can write a short film in a day. It's nothing. And for other filmmakers, it's probably nothing for them too. And but for some odd reason, when it comes to like a full-length film, I can never finish them. I can never finish them. There's not a single full-length script that I wrote and finished. There's been scripts I almost finished and then still did not finish it. So my goal is to at least finish one of them by the end of the year, if not two. Two would be a great plus for me, but the goal is to at least finish one of them. And then like start, you know, getting more people to read it so I can like change it up a little bit or whatever I need to do. Alright, the next goal is create a short. Every year I try to create a short, and the last 2 years I have not created a short because, you know, I was moving into a different city, trying to get adjusted and everything like that, so I haven't had time to really shoot a short because the little bit of time that I did have, I had to shoot for somebody else. So I'm going to take the time to write a short and put in some competitions, and I'm going to show you some of the things that I do to prepare myself to enter a competition and everything like that. All the way from the beginning to ending, I'm going to show you that process. Just so you can like get an idea of like how a person might write a script. And don't think that the way I write is how you have to write it. That's not necessarily true. There are people who write in so many different ways. Do what's comfortable for you. I'm just going to show you what I do. And show you my process from post-production, pre-production, production. I'm going to show you the whole thing, so you can be like, okay, that's interesting. Or why would she do that? There's so many ways this could go. Here we go. Once I'm done with that short, I'm going to be entering them into competitions. I just want to win one. I have placed before, but and I made shorts, but I've never put them into a competition. When I was in college, I was just like, I'm gonna put in the short, and I placed, and that was enough for me. I was just like, okay, so that means I'm a little talented, because out of, I think they said it was like maybe 60 or 70 people, and I made the top 20. I felt like that was pretty impressive. I was like, that means like out of all 60, I placed somewhere in the 20, and I wasn't even the 20th person. I was like somewhere in the middle. I was just like, okay, flex. But when I saw that I placed, I was like, okay, maybe I am talented. Now all I gotta do is build myself. Now the thing about it is, one thing I noticed about other people's work and my work is that they had a team. They had a team of people to help. With me, it was me and a bunch of actors and actresses. That's all it was. I didn't have like a light person. I was all those people. Everything that was in the back was me. And I as you know, impressive as that can be, is hard. And I'd rather have a team. I'd rather have people behind me helping me and in front of me, you know. So that's something that's going to change in the near future, is creating, you know, a team that I can like go to and be like, hey, I need a light person, I need a grip person, I need this and this, and some actors and stuff like that, and we can come together, create something, and, you know, send it off and stuff. So that's a goal of mine, but that's later on in the future. Give back to my community. When I say give back to my community, I mean my filmmaking community. I want to do something to give back to them, and that's the film competition. And I'm going to start doing that back up in the summertime. Do not be afraid to take my money if I'm giving it out. I had to clarify, because there's somebody like, okay, let's figure out what her bank information is. Let's hack her. Please don't. I do want to give back to my community, my filmmaking community, for small filmmakers. Back in the day, I would give out $100. I would have, you know, the top 5 films. People send me films, and I pick the top 5, and the number 1 person, I give them $100. I'm gonna start that back, and I used to do that once a month. I feel like it helps. There's been people who said, I just like the fact that you're doing this and you don't have to send me anything. And I was like, oh wow. And then there's some people who's just kind of like, this is my cash app. And there's nothing wrong with it. You deserve it. Like, I'd rather give my money to somebody who worked really hard for the things that they do. So there's that. Study how to win an Oscar. We're winning an Oscar, people. We're winning an Oscar. That's the goal. That's the you know, I feel like I'm not shooting high enough with just saying that. You know, I could sit here and be like, I want to be the next Steven Spielberg. I don't need to be the next Steven Spielberg. I just want an Oscar, and we're going to get it. So what we're going to do is we're going to study on how to get it. And then the thing about it, it might motivate more people to do it. because I feel like they always give an Oscar to the same people. Steven Spielberg, Tyler Perry, all of them. I don't know if Tyler Perry made one. I'm just making up names at this point. But, you know, I want one. And, you know, I think it's a big deal because, you know, I don't like to throw race in things, but I don't see a lot of black women winning Oscars. They were like Holly Berry or Haley Berry, I don't know how you pronounce her name, but they said she was like the first black woman to win an Oscar. And I was like, Holly Berry? There's so many. I'm not trying to like discredit Holly Berry, but there's so many talented people. There's no way she's the first person. There's no way. There's so many people who were great before her. But, you know, hey. Matter of fact, let me look it up. Because I remember seeing this on TikTok, but TikTok be lying sometimes. Who is the first black woman to get an Oscar? And the thing about it, this white women too. White women. Oh, Haiti McDaniel. Haiti McDaniel is the first black actress. But then it says right here, who was the first black woman to win an Oscar for Best Actress? Halle Berry. Or Holly Berry. Holly Berry. And then later on was Monique for Precious. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's our generation. For some. I can't like speak for everybody, but me being a 30-year-old and hearing that is like crazy, because it's just kind of like there's gotta been more people they could have gave it anyway. But like for women in general, men have been dominating for Oscars since the beginning of time, and I feel like it's time for women to step up. Let me see if there's been a woman who won like an Oscar for Best Director. I'm sure there has, but it's not a lot. Alright, Oscar 2022. Okay, no. How many women have won an Oscar for Best Director? Y'all ain't gonna believe this. The first woman to win Best Director in 2022 is Jane Campion. Jane Campion. For the movie, a Western called The Power of the Dog. There's no way. 2022. There's no way. Catherine Bigelow for The Hurt Locker in 2010. That was a good movie. I've seen it. But 2010 is not that far off. But I'm looking at it, and majority of, for the past 10 years, majority of the people who's won Best Director have been men. Moonlight, Parasite, and I will admit they're great movies. I've watched all of these, except for a few. But I'm next. I'm next. Like, I'm excited. I'm excited for this journey, because I know that there's gonna be people who watch this like, she's not going to win an Oscar. And when I prove them wrong, I'm gonna be like, now look at you. I'm gonna have my Oscar like this. Like, I'm gonna have my Oscar everywhere I go. I'm gonna go to Red Lobster. I'm gonna be like, they were like, you gonna order? You gonna order? I'm not even gonna order. I'll just sit. I'm just gonna sit with my Oscar on the other side. I'll probably be single still, but I'll just because like how hard I'm gonna be working for this. Like, you want to date me? I'm getting an Oscar. Calm down. What? If you don't speak Oscar, I don't. Bruh. But like, that's the goal. That's the goal this year. We're going to plan to get Oscar. Now, you know, to win an Oscar, you have to be able to finish a script. So like, it's a work in progress. I'm not gonna say, oh man, this year I'm getting an Oscar, but I'm saying like, this year we're going to work on our way to getting an Oscar. And like, hopefully that, you know, by me manifesting and acting like it's gonna happen, that it happens. And then like, more people will watch me and be like, hey, that girl won an Oscar. I mean, at that point, they wouldn't be calling me that girl. They'd be like, Debrea. But then it's just kind of like, nobody really knows who the directors are. I was like, why I should just like end this with like saying that in 2023, expect great things, hard work, and more videos, and slimming down, and more connections with God and stuff like that. Just expect it. I think that I spent a good bit of my life just taking time to do things and not planning out my time. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a happy New Year's, and I hope you guys are motivated to be bigger than what you think you are. We're gonna strive to be bigger. God bless. See y'all in the next video.